Hello, my name is Max, or you may know me as Minute Squid Studio. I'm here to talk about FC3, my very first Comic-Con for this year. So, I'm a college student studying English, and that means every event I go to is being squashed between both studies and a part-time job. This event was no different. The night before, I spent a couple hours packing and getting everything I was bringing for my display together so I wouldn't forget anything. And then the morning of, I double-checked it all before loading it onto my vehicle so that when classes were over, I'd be able to head straight to the convention center. We were given a few hours on Friday, the day before the con opened, to set tables up to make sure that we had everything together, and my classes thankfully ended 3 hours before that time slot was over. When I arrived there, it took a few minutes to figure everything out, with me and my table buddy heading inside to check in and having to ask where check-in was, as it was not apparent from where we had entered. Thankfully, we figured it out fairly quickly and were able to find our table and unload. Setup once unloaded only ended up being about an hour between the two of us, and afterwards we headed out to get dinner before calling it a night. The next morning was where it got interesting. I woke up at 1 a.m. with my stomach in pain from something I ate the night before and ended up unable to go back to sleep until 3 a.m., only to be woken up by my alarm at 5. Thankfully, the second time waking up, I felt better and was able to continue on with my morning. I'm a cosplayer, so I spent a few hours doing makeup and locating all the pieces for my cosplay before eating breakfast and hitting the road. I realized, after I was already on the road, however, that I had completely lost my wristband pass, as this con had rubber bracelets as passes instead of badges. I still showed up to the convention, however, hoping for the best, and it ended up not mattering, as I got there so early nobody was checking for passes. I just wouldn't have been able to leave the building and re-enter later in the day, which was fine by me since I was planning to just sit at my booth the whole day anyways. The morning started off fairly slow. A few people would pass by and look, but I didn't have a ton of sales until the afternoon. This allowed me to get to know my neighbors a little bit, however, which was quite enjoyable, as I've never gotten to do an event next to other artists before, as my last event was an art festival, but I got stuck next to a group looking for donations. Very nice people, but different reasons for being there, so it was nice to finally get to connect more with the artists and con-goers and see more of what conventions were about from this side of things. It picked up a little bit in the afternoon, but slowed down again to the point where I got bored of sitting and left my buddy to watch the booth so I could wander for a little while. Doing so allowed me to meet a couple more artists in the space and hunt down a keychain I kept seeing people with that was nearly sold out according to the guests I had asked about it.
For further context, this was the keychain I was looking for. It is absolutely adorable, and it's just King from the Owl House, and I love him. However, same time I found this one from the same person. It's just Miku. I love Miku. I was very happy to find these. It's made by this person.
After a little while, I returned to my table and drew for the last couple hours, as there wasn't anyone else walking around since the cosplay events had begun and the majority of the attendees were there instead of the vendor hall. Day 2 was even slower than day 1, so my friend and I ended up taking turns wandering, and I had a handful of other artists stop by to say hello, and ended up having a few lively conversations throughout the day with attendees and artists alike, which was all very enjoyable. I also got the chance to make a few trades with my table neighbors as well, and found some more prints and pins to add to my ever-growing collection.
Starting with the things I purchased, I found this amazing sun pin where the head rotates. Absolutely love it. Forgot to get the business card. And I'm so mad about it because all their stuff was freaking amazing. So if you know where this one's from, please tell me. I also found this lovely over the garden wall print. Also forgot to get the business card, but I love it like a lot. So please let me know if you know where this is from, because I don't. And to add to my ever-growing Baizhu collection of prints is this beautiful one by this person. Absolutely amazing, phenomenal. They were so nice too, like 10 out of 10. I also got this cute little cat dinosaur pin. It made me so happy. Look how pretty the business card is. By this person. Absolutely go give them a follow. They are absolutely amazing. Phenomenal artwork. Yeah. And as far as my table neighbors go, I was gifted this freaking amazing comic. And absolutely go give them a follow. Their comics are really funny. Yeah. I also traded for this little dice bag. I thought it was really cute. This is the person it's by. All their stuff is really cute. I absolutely love it. And I traded for all these really cute Pokemon stickers, and they gave me this little button too. It's this person. Here's their stuff. There's also a con goer doing a trading challenge, and I end up getting this out of it and trading a couple of my things for it. Pretty cool. I don't know who the artist was, but I liked it.
I was also just randomly given things like this little worm guy. Love him. Love my worms on a string. Made me so happy. And I was gifted this little tiny rat. It's so cute. Because I had a rat sticker. And just another little sticker of cinnamon. Cinnamon roll. Yeah. It's so cute. Anyways, that's the haul. That's the haul. I actually noticed a lot of younger groups this day, alongside people from the day prior, which likely accounted for the lower sales I ended up getting. End of the day had another cosplay event going on, which wound up killing all the traffic throughout the vendor hall again for the last 2 hours of the event. It did end up picking up again briefly right at close, and I made 3 sales back to back after 2 hours of a dead zone, but other than that, the last 2 hours were fairly quiet. Packing up went smoothly, and my table buddy and I were out of there in a half an hour after closing. Final thoughts about this convention is that it was overall a good con, especially for a first event of this type, and with the more niche fandoms I have for fan art sales, and the fact most of my stuff are originals. The volunteers were helpful, and the people who run it are very nice and good about communication. As far as sales went, it was fairly slow, but I heard it was an unusual year from the artists who had been there before, and it wasn't usually as slow, which seems to be the theme of this year anyways. Keychains and stickers did by far the best out of all the stock I had, and I nearly sold out of several designs of the stickers and keychains, and will have to restock them for my next event. Prints didn't do as well. I only think I sold 3 of them over the entire weekend, which kinda sucks, but also that seems to be what everyone's saying right now, so I'm not too surprised. Would I suggest this event for anyone who isn't local? No, I wouldn't. There just isn't enough traffic to justify the cost of somewhere to stay on top of table costs. However, for me who is local to the convention, it was a good con, and I absolutely plan to go back next year. That's all I have to say. Thank you for watching, and expect another video when I have another event to talk about. Or something else before then. Who knows?